Hello and welcome to my second attempt at Suzuka for the round 26 of the Nations Cup. You can see there I've qualified in 7th, one place lower than my first race, which you can see if you click on the card. So welcome to the race. In a moment we shall be looking at the grid and seeing who else is racing today. So here we are in first place, Marquitos 46 from Spain. Second we have Rato 77 120 from Portugal, and third place from Spain Gorigote Nenikas 01 from Portugal in fourth. Fifth place Endi Goriziana 400 from Italy. Sixth place Slime UB from Germany. And either I am in 7th to 11.2. Next to me on the grid, 8th Luar 959 from Spain. In 9th place we have, I'm guessing that's a Kenny 87 from Germany. In 10th Eelco 89 from the Netherlands. No Remorse 73 from the UK in 11th. 12th place Gablodbrock from Spain. 13th place CG DFA from Germany. Breaker 47 in 14th from Spain. Torvik IBZ from Spain in 15th also from Spain Ezio Rubins in 16th there. 17th from Spain Mumu 334. 18th Taka Tuku Tomislav, I believe that's Herceg Bosnia, and also from Herceg Bosnia in 19th Ivan Nev. Looks like the last man has dropped out, so here we are. See if we can have a better first lap, see if people have learnt from the new penalty system in this one make race using the VW Scirocco. So anyone going to false start this time? Yep, looked like that guy in second did. He's greyed out, and as he came solid again, someone rammed at the back of him. It's so easily done when someone greys out, you just never know. But up alongside and battling for fourth, he's got the inside line, probably have to yield a bit there, yes. And that also allows, oh wow, No Remorse, he was up from 11th there. He had a great start, but has got a 3-second penalty to serve. Now, we're not quite so close together coming through the S's as we were in the last race, so that gives everybody the ability to follow like a train, sticking more or less on line and avoiding any further penalties. We know if we can stick with No Remorse, we're going to get 5th, which will be up 2 from our starting position, and already a slight gap opening behind us. So coming through the Degners, now up towards the hairpin. Braking points from this can vary depending on what brake bias you're using. If you have your brake bias set more towards the front, and I'm led to believe it shortens your braking distances but gives you a worse turning. If you have it set towards the back, mine set to -5, which is at the back. That gives you a longer braking zone, but gives you a better turning. So, and it also helps when it's set to the rear. It also helps your front tyres last that bit longer as well. So here we go, passing 5th place there. So now 5th is our own, and No Remorse has dropped just the 2 places. Oh no, a bit longer as well. No, he's off out the top 8 now. So that's cost no remorse. A top 8 spot as we break for Casio Triangle. And down right behind Slime UB from Germany. Are we going to get a toe down here, and can we make use of it at the bottom? So pick a side. I'm going for the outside again as I did off the start. He's going to give him the inside line, so we've got to lift off early, falling behind him. But am I going to get the exit? Yes, a better exit there. Oh, is he still there? He's still side by side. Where is he? No, he's falling behind me now, looking at the top rear view mirror. So he's fallen back. So that's great. So overtaking through into the S's there, that was fabulous. All started with a better exit out of the last corner. Kept with him through turns 1 and 2. Now obviously the second lap is always going to be faster as I spin off there. Put my outer wheels in the gravel. Oh, now that's put me down to 7th now. Still not quite as far back as Slime did after his penalty, but that was awful. That was an unforced error there, taking too much speed out of the corner, trying to really push on. So coming up to the hairpin in 7th. Can I catch anybody? Can I overtake anybody now? Got to make some overtakes count now. The top, looking at the little blue triangles in the top corner on the map, looks like the top 3 at least have pulled away. Here's the battle for 4th ahead of me. So what can I do from here? Gorigote, Markitos and ND Goriziana have pulled away now as the top 3. Being in 7th place and only being able to see the 2 in front and behind, I can't see the 4th place man on the leaderboard, but obviously he was in front of this little track people here. Through 130 out where you can just about keep your foot flat if you get your line right. Maybe a tiny lift if you don't. And we've got a great better line and pace through that. Try that chicane, which puts us back up to 6th. So we've got Slimy there, Slimy B. He's in 4th place. So after his penalty, he's made his way back up to 4th. Now obviously one of those places would have been me going off, but got to get past him again. So Breaker 47 and Slime UB just up ahead of me on lap 3. Now, while I've got a moment, I'll tell you, after the first race, I decided to use mediums all the way through the race and just have the final lap on the required hard tyres. Now, as always, that is fairly flexible depending on track position. What we haven't really noticed in the races was how long pit stop takes, how long it takes off your race time, the lap time. I forgot to check that, so I don't actually know how much of a gap I need to keep my position. It's going to be somewhere between 7 to 10 seconds, I'm guessing, somewhere in that region, but I didn't look, so I don't know. But we've caught up on these 2 drivers quite a bit now. Don't know what tyres they are on, but we're having some good times at the moment. Obviously that lap 2 was a lot slower due to my little off. That's what I can do. 2 10s in free practice, but do you know what I've done again, as in the first race? The traction control on 1 for the start, so we don't wheel spin too much. And again, being that involved in the race and the statistics and the drivers and the lap, I've forgotten to put it back down to 0. Now that could well limit my capabilities of getting a faster lap. The 2 10s I got in free practice, the 209.9 I got in free practice was done on 0 traction control. And I forgot to turn it back down after the start. It's something that I do all race, I just forget to look at it at all in the race. So I'm not saying that it will hamper me. It's obviously, it is faster on 0, you get better. It's harder to control on 0, but around this racetrack, on these tyres in this time of day, when the tyres reach their grip levels quickly, I am perfectly capable of going around this track on zero traction control. So enough of that history, tactics lesson, settings lesson. Right, we've caught right up now to the back of these two drivers. Top three still continue, well the top two have pulled away from third place now actually. So he's dropped off the leading two, Andy Goriziana, and here we are in the battle for fourth. So we know my preferred pit stop strategy, 2 stints on mediums, so that will be lap 6, end of lap 6 and end of lap 12, with the final lap 13 on hards. And again, keep an eye on the times, see if we can maybe amend that as we go through, maybe extend a stint here or there. Now, Slime UB went a bit wide there, he went on the gravel, and he's gone on the gravel again, coming out of Degner 2. So that's allowed both of us to move up a position there. Are we going to get a sight of third placeman anywhere down there? In fact, yes we are, look, he just disappeared around that corner. So we're actually catching Andy Goriziana in third place too. So apart from that one mistake coming through Dunlop, I believe that curve, spotted before the Degner curves. Again, that's just from memory, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that was the Dunlop curve I was exiting as I went into the gravel. But so far, apart from that one mistake, a lot better lines, no penalties, cleaner racing from everybody from what we've seen. And we're sitting in fifth place, 2 positions up on my start position. We're going faster again, 3/10 faster than the previous best lap. But now we've just got to pick a moment to get past Breaker, if indeed we can get past him. So follow him across the curbs, through Casio Triangle. Now he must have gone a bit too far off the curbs there, or done something else, because he's picked up a 1.5 second penalty. Well, I've had penalties of a second now for leaving the track limits, so I'm not sure what 1.5 seconds is for. Look down the inside, no, too far back. Save it for another time. Can we get past him before his penalty, or is it going to have to be there? The S's certainly isn't a good place to do it if everyone's on their own, on the right line. Taking as much curbs as I am, maybe he's a bit wary now. Oh, he's gone wide into that one, he's completely missed that exit, that apex. He's managed just to hold it in front, managed to hold it there despite missing that third apex through the S's. Well done. Breaker 47, clipped the apex there, gets on the power nicely, probably better than I did fractionally. Oh, a bit too wide there onto that AstroTurf. That's what it is, but we're still with him, and we're still pulling away from ND. Oh, he must have pitted because he was up in third. ND, I missed that in this battle. ND Goriziana must have pitted from third, so he's now behind us. 2.2 seconds now, 2.3. So I need to get past this guy. So obviously fast him, I need to get past him so I can extend the lead on a guy who's pitted. See, he's closing, he's 1.90. So here we go, so I haven't managed to get past him just yet, although I'm still with him, and I would get him down the straight regardless of his penalty, because I was slipstreaming him there all the way. That would have hopefully been a slingshot or an outbreak him into 130R, but that's irrelevant now. There he is, and even ND Goriziana gets past him too into 4th place. So that 1.5 second penalty cost him 2 places there. So quick look at some external shots, which don't give us the time gaps. What we can see is we've got stacks of space in front of us. There is ND Goriziana. Breaker 47 pits off his mediums, and Slime UB does as well, so they're both coming on mediums. We're probably not going to get to see them come out, but if we do, we'll have a look what tyres they're on. Oh, Breaker 47's come out the pits, but I've missed his tyre choice. I say, if you don't use the required hard tyres at some point in the race, you will get a 1 minute penalty added to the time. But that puts me up So that put me up to third, getting past him on that back straight. And if we can get some more in-car footage, we can see if I'm pulling away. It was 1.92 seconds around about before we both got past Breaker 47 while he served his penalty. So let's see if we're extending. It doesn't look like it from that shot, but you do tend to concertina up a little bit in the braking zones. Wow, there's a big gap there opening up as we go through that hairpin. That's a cracking shot, isn't it? Camera angle there. So we're coming up to the spoon for the 6th time, and this is the lap we plan to do our first pit stop, but for the same medium tyres. Does look like we've got a big gap there, or certainly an extended gap now to 4th place. As we come down the back straight past the penalty zone up towards 130R. Oh, another cracking camera angle there. Right, so here we go. So yes, we have extended our lead with 3.5 seconds. So we've gained a good 1.5 seconds over 4th place. Now we're going to have to pit. We're going to do 2 equal stints on the tyres. See, just either wrong line or just the tyres giving up slightly there. But he's still over 3 seconds. So we're going to use we're going to click do not refuel this time, so we don't waste any time refueling. There's no need to in this race. And I did waste a couple of seconds before I realised in the first race that I hadn't actually clicked do not refuel. So there we go, quite a clean pit stop. We were 3.5 seconds before him. We're now, let's have a look, get an idea of a time. We're now, 5.5 seconds, so a pit stop window, 3.5 to 5, and about 9 seconds. So that's a rough idea of the pit stops. I'm telling you this now because it plays into my second pit stop later, third pit stop should I say later when I go for hards, because in the race I hadn't worked that out. I hadn't worked out the time needed for a clean pit stop. So you know, guys know, I know it's 9 seconds. You're going to have to see how my ignorance of that time plays out in further pit stops. And now what we've done here, we've clipped to lap 8, nothing happened there, we're still in 4th. We've gained slightly, or quite a lot actually, on ND Goriziani in those last couple of laps. So he pitted a lap or 2 before me. We didn't see what tyres he was on or came out on. You guys might have done, you might have noticed it different to what I was noticing while I was commentating, but here we are, so nothing's happened in that interval at all. And now we're right behind him, coming up to spoon on the 8th lap. So this is obviously the guy we're racing with at the moment. Slime UB is 12 seconds behind. We've seen him pit at least once, so we've all pitted once, these guys in front and behind me. So at the moment, my race is with ND Goriziani. The only thing we don't know is I've got to pit one more time. We don't know about those guys. So here we go, coming up 130R, towards 130R. Can I get him on the inside now? I'm too far behind on this time. Really cut that apex there. As long as you don't keep your 2 tyres on the road, you're not going to get any penalty. So we're still following him through Casio Triangle. I keep saying Casio Triangle. I really hope I'm remembering that one right too. Casino Square, Casio Triangle, something like that, isn't it? I'm sure it's Casio Triangle. Again, I'm sure you guys can correct my failing memory as we side by side down the pitch straight, but again he's got that inside line, so we're just going to have to hold on for a little bit longer. Remember, he's got a lap or 2 older tyres than I have, so he could be losing some grip, which is what maybe enabled me to catch him up so quickly. Again, remember we were 5.5 seconds behind him when I exited my pit stop. Oh, and here we go, there it is. He's gone a little wide on that exit. It's given me better grip on the better tyres. It's enabled me to get that inside line and stick it, and put my foot down earlier and stick the line. So now can I pull away? different lines through there, both of us. But now, can I pull away? I obviously gained on him. If I can pull away as quickly as I gained on him, which was a good just 5.5, 6 seconds now in the last 2 laps, then I could even gain a pit stop over him. Let's keep an eye on everybody now as we come up to Spoon now on the 9th lap. Let's try and watch for pit stops, see if we can see tyre strategy. Haven't seen the first 2 stop at all, I don't believe, although again could well have missed that. But they are, well, we didn't see, probably a good 16 seconds down the road, those top 2. Not helped by my off on lap 2. Excellent Dunlop curve. But despite that, currently sitting quite safely in 3rd place, 4 up from my grid position, and I'm pulling away from MD Goriziana, who's now in 4th. I believe he started in 5th, so he's up on his grid position too as he pits. So he's come in and off, so he put hard tyres on there in that second stint. What's he going to put on and how far behind me he is when he comes out? I'm looking, so he's coming back out of mediums. We just saw it flash to mediums as he went off the leaderboard briefly, and he's now back in 4th place. So he kept his position, but he's 10.5 seconds. Now we worked out earlier that a pit stop is roughly 9, which is probably about right, maybe a fraction less. So we could pit now and be ahead of him. That would give us, 3 laps on hard tyres. If we did, we want as little as possible on hard tyres. But remember, in the race, I wasn't aware of the gap that was required. So we've jumped to lap 12. He's gained 3 seconds on us on those medium tyres. So we've now only got a 7.8 second gap. This is the penultimate lap, so I'm going to have to pick for my hard tyres now as we watch the leader pit as well. But those top 2 are way down the road. So I'm going to have to pit for hard tyres. I've got a 7.9 second gap. An 8 second gap now to 8th place. So 8 seconds, is that going to be enough? I'm not sure, it probably is. Let's have a look. So we pull in. These guys have never let me down. They've always done a nice quick pit stop. There you go, look at that, stationary for 4 seconds. And coming onto the straight, there he is. Is he going to? Yes, he is. He's got past. Dang it. So 8 seconds wasn't quite enough. And I've got a lap to try and get past him. If I need, I can get past him. Am I quicker on these harder tyres? This is going to be quite an exciting last lap. Am I going to spin off on the hards like I've done so many times in the past? I figured we're so close to him, we don't need to see a gap. We just need to see if we can pass him now, so we don't need any in-car footage at this point. Look at that, we're right on his bumper. Come on! No sign of very, very brief glimpse of 5th place, a couple of seconds further back. As we literally mimic each other through these corners, and I'm looking for a different line, a different way past. Switch to the outside there. No, that's not going to work. Through the hairpin. Oh, we've definitely got the grip in the tyres. He's got maybe 4 or 5 old lap medium tyres, which should be good enough to see to the end. But even on this first lap of hard, I seem to have the measure of him, but it's just finding a way past. Through Spoon, can I maybe get him into 130R as I've done many times before? Well, certainly twice in the previous race, the worst of the 2 races, where I went from 7th to 11th. If I can get the inside line going in here, that would be it. So, but no, he's kept the inside line. He's done a good job there actually. That was probably a one and only chance to get past him. He's kept the inside line, so well done, ND Griziana. That was my one and only chance, I think. But he denied me that inside line. It's cost me podium. Well, to be fair, my off in the second lap has probably cost me the podium. But other than that, good race, some good battles, clean race, one tiny mistake, 4th place. That was much better than that first attempt, and a good race, some good clean racing, some good close battles. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I really enjoyed that one. I do like Suzuka. There I am, 45 points, which weirdly went down to 44 after this. I don't know why. For my championship, that's the best points I've had so far. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. See you for round 27.